Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to another edition of Sparky's Wild Side. Tonight we have Don Vinny with me, and I guess we're talking about recycling.
Now, wait, recycling. I asked you earlier about this. Recycling, like, taking the cans and going to the recycling center, or putting out the plastic bottles, recycling like that?
That's one way, yeah. But
It's
there's
not
another
what's your
way
way. It's
too.
not the way you were thinking.
No.
What were you thinking?
Well, there's a lot of things, plastic, like these helmets. Well, you know what those helmets are?
No, but I'm sure you're going to tell me.
You know what that is?
Looks like a bucket from ice cream.
That's what it is. Well, my son one day decided to put one on his head and said, "Look, Dad, a helmet." And
There's
helmet-
a ton of improper jokes coming off that, but all right. Does he ride the short bus to school?
Sometimes.
Okay.
But yeah, so he said something about a helmet, and I started getting all these ideas. So you see the 3 or 4 helmets we come up with there.
Yeah, it looks like you had a cross between Star Wars and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, could be. We were kind of figuring on putting together a chess set.
Oh yeah, this was looking like the Magneto from the X-Men.
Right. And then, we got ones with shields on them to look like knights, and it was something to play around with. And it's like wood. Okay, look at all the pallets that different companies, plumbing outfits and stuff like that get, and they just toss out.
Yeah, I usually use those and get a pallet jack so I can roll Tweedledee out of a ring area when he falls.
That works too, huh?
Yeah.
Got to be a big pallet.
Yeah, well, hey, that's why I get the pallet jack.
Ah, okay. But now,
I was just spacing out the weight at that point.
Now what I do with pallets is I make things out of them.
Like what?
Well, take a look at this car, okay? That's what it used to look like.
Okay, it looks like you cut out a piece of, it looks like it was like sliced out a piece of a tree.
Yeah. And turned it into a car. Most people would take that and use it as firewood.
You still could use it like firewood, just have to be ticked off at it.
Right, yeah.
This thing actually rolls.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. Flintstone car rolls better, but
well,
yeah, it still rolls.
It was just, actually I did this because I was doing the Great American Teach-In.
Ah.
And I was trying to show them how, some garbage wood that people would think is garbage could actually be turned into something useful.
Yeah, it rolls can hardly. Rolls down one hill and can hardly get up the next.
There you go. And it's like this. Okay,
what was that, a coat hanger?
Actually, that's just like 6 to 8 inch scrap pieces of wire from a construction site.
Is that copper?
Yeah.
That might be worth something if you take it to the recycling center.
Yeah, it might
copper
be.
wire, I mean, they're paying good money for copper.
About 32 cents?
Still could get some money, but, of course, if you put some lights on, you might be ready for Christmas.
Hey, that's an idea too, huh?
Cheap Christmas tree, but it's a Christmas tree.
Right? And now, you know what those are, right?
They look like the tabs from a popped-up can.
Soda, beer, whatever.
Yeah.
Any much we can do with this?
Melt it.
Yeah.
It's scrap. Yeah. It's aluminum.
Well, now my daughter makes these bracelets out of them. A little bit of ribbon and the tabs.
Looks like a damn snake.
Yeah. Now, some other things I've heard in the past that different hospitals and organizations will donate time for people on dialysis.
Yeah?
So many minutes for every so many of these you bring in.
Okay.
And, every now and then you hear about somebody. It's not a regular thing you hear about. So I keep them until the next time somebody says, yeah, I got a friend that's on dialysis looking for these. And what do we have, a gallon?
You don't bring in them like this, though, do you?
No.
Okay.
We bring them in loose like that. Tasha's into making bracelets and stuff for her friends, and
that's imagination.
I don't know if she's seen it on YouTube or somebody made it, but she decided to give it a try, and she makes a few of them, takes them to school, makes a few bucks on them.
Hey, whatever works.
That's it, And then let's see what else.
What are you using to hold all those things? A Kool-Aid container?
What, this here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of recycling, those are awesome.
Yeah.
Now,
if you remember the top on it, makes it even easier. It's great for the workshop.
Yeah, exactly. Keeping your different screws, wire nuts, and
bolts,
anything
screws,
else.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just take a piece of 2x4, screw the lid onto it, and there you go. Hang it wherever.
Ah, that's true.
But cans.
Okay, what are you going to do with the can?
Well, you can recycle it by taking it down to the recycling place. They'll melt it down and reuse it.
Yeah.
Or what I like to do...
You're paying like 43 cents a pound last time I checked.
Right. You know how when you have a party, people are always running out of glasses? And actually I get a cruddy can, right? Or maybe I just got a cruddy can opener.
What do you need?
Turn
What
it.
place are you trying to do with this can?
It's a cruddy can opener. That's what it is.
Why don't you just take a bandsaw? Cut the top right off that bad boy.
Well, I like to keep the metal top on it. Because
Oh.
that keeps a certain firmness to it. And
And
maybe
we all
our
know how he
producer-
wants a certain firmness in anything he does.
maybe our producer can go inside and get me another can opener.
Now, why would the producer do that to us? That would be helpful to us today. It's coming off there, brother. Man, that thing's fighting you more than a defective condom.
Yeah, you know about those, don't you?
No.
No?
No.
Here, toss me.
The size I need usually don't go defective.
Yeah, it's called an inner tube, right?
I'm not quite that
it's
large,
a
but
cruddy
okay.
can. It's got to be, because even this can opener is having trouble. I might have to go get my P38. You know what a P38 is, right? Huh?
Talking about the old, one of the old weapons.
No. Military can opener, P38. But anyway,
I see. Yeah, just make sure you don't slice your finger open during the process there.
okay. What we do at parties
Uh-huh.
beforehand, instead of wasting my money on paper and plastic cups that they're going to throw everywhere and anywhere,
Uh-huh.
cut the tops out of that. They want a glass here. I mean, most people show up to the parties with a 12-pack or case of beer, right?
Uh-huh.
So if they come with a 12-pack, that means you got 12 glasses that you don't have to worry about, that you're not paying no money for, that afterwards, when they leave them laying all over your yard, throw them in a trash bag,
That's really
take them down to the recycling
Okay,
plant.
this is really for all your college frat party deals that are watching the show to check out that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Guess
yeah.
what? Forget the red Solo cup. He's going with the can there.
You know? And this one got kind of tore up. Usually I have better luck. I usually do it with my P38.
Okay.
But, you know, using for pencil pencil holders.
Okay.
In the shop, miscellaneous nuts,
Oh,
bolts,
yeah,
nails, you know, whatever. And then, like
I never
I said,
started using the can opener to open it, but yeah, it makes sense.
but when your party's over, you take them down and recycle, and you actually get money back for your cups.
Again, college students, you want to try and make sure your parties are working. He's got an idea for you.
You know? I mean, you know, it's turning into a recyclable world.
Well,
They're recycling everything these days.
yeah, they do recycle the plastic. That's what they make that polar fleece out of.
Yeah.
Good stuff, too.
You know, I mean, look, half of these new cars, there's probably one of your old 37 coupes sitting in those cars. They take all that metal, scrap it all down, melt it down, and reuse it to make new cars again.
They don't put metal in cars anymore. They're all fiberglass now.
Well, no, we're not just talking about the body. You know, the engines are still metal, the transmissions, rear end.
I begin to wonder about that sometimes.
Right? You know, recycling has gone so far to the point that they even recycle human beings, people.
All right, I'll bite because I know somebody out there is wondering like that. How are we recycling human beings?
You got your license? Oh, you don't have a license. Okay, you know on the back of the license, they ask you the question if you want to be an organ donor. Wouldn't that be considered recycling human beings?
Oh, goody, Dr. Frankenstein. Yeah. Yeah, I see it there.
Yeah?
Oh, goody, I'm signed up to be recycled. God help you all.
Oh, God. I pity anybody gets your parts.
Depends on which parts they're getting. There are certain parts they ain't going to be pitying at all. They're going to be saying thank you very much.
I don't think they transplant them parts yet, though, do they?
Hey, you never know. There's accident victims. They have problems.
Right?
Hey,
But yeah, that's it. You know, an accident victim.
It worked for Bobbitt.
Yeah, but he had his own put back
It
on.
doesn't matter. It's the same process.
But yeah, you know, I mean, look how much they use humans. Someone dies and he's still got a good heart, liver, kidneys.
You know, I'm also thinking the fact they've been using them for years as cadavers.
Cadavers, that's like...
The dead body that they experiment on
right.
for science classes.
Yeah, I mean, look,
We've been recycling frogs for years for biology class.
Right? They just had that one show on not too long that somebody stumbled into some forest and freaked out because they saw these dead bodies in different stages of decomposition, and they called the police.
Okay.
Police got out there. It turns out, I'm not sure if it was like the University of California, but some college had this area set up specifically for that. So when they do find a dead body, they know, they can tell, okay, well, this one has got to be dead at least so many days, because they already know how long it takes for bodies to decompose under certain conditions.
There are serial killers salivating off that knowledge right now.
Yeah, and they're probably on the internet right now saying, oh, let's find out some more about this.
Just to make it known, we do not condone serial killing. I've considered it.
But if anybody out there, is needing a few victims, I'm sure we could come up with a list.
Oh, I've got a list for you. I've thought about it, I just don't condone it.
So, but, there's all kinds of ways to...
Yeah, I can think of one out of the bat. Mark point. No, anyway. Now, what else are you going to do with that ice cream bucket? Now, you've taken the bucket, you turned it into a helmet.
Okay, well, right now it's just a helmet.
Okay.
So, how do we make a bucket out of it?
Well, if you were trying to make a bucket out of it, you'd add the handle again, but...
Oh, so you did catch that one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm just testing you. Okay, we need a few tools. One good thing is the two-sided tape.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Dancers use those. Keep the top in the place.
I don't know if they use this one.
Probably not, but...
And let's see.
I told you, Mom ran the house mothers at one of those places at one time.
We'll need a good pair of scissors. And a marker to mark out what you want to do.
Not real sharp, but okay.
Now, your average helmet, like those up there, will take 2 to 3 buckets to make. Well, 2.5. Okay, you need 1 bucket for the main helmet part that you wear, right?
Okay.
Then you need another one for the crown or the top piece.
Ah, yes.
And if you're going to put a shield on it, you need half a bucket for the shield.
I'm dancing with the Witch King over here. All right.
Kids play.
Oh, yeah, kids play.
Actually...
Arts and crafts. It's arts and crafts for the summer,
This would be an awesome thing for the Cub Scouts in October to do.
Yeah.
Being Halloween and they're all about doing crafts and stuff.
No, that's for next year. Halloween's over, brother. We're done with that.
Right, but I'm mentioning the fact.
And
we should have had this on last week's show. Now, you want to find about...
How could we have it on last week's show? The last show we did, you sent that lunatic of Bones' brother at me.
No, his cousin.
I thought it was his brother.
No, they're cousins.
It doesn't really matter. What the hell are you sending those lunatics to me for?
Because I know how much you like lunatics.
Oh, yeah. I have to deal with you all the time. I was saving with Sin Bodhi.
They keep trying to get me to come down there with them. I told them one day I'll be there. But we don't need to rush it.
Keep telling them, when I die, I'm taking Grimm's job.
Grimm?
The Grim Reaper.
Ah.
He goes on a vacation, extended.
Yeah, but he ain't down there.
No, he's the one that gets him there.
Actually, he takes him either place.
Right.
He's the messenger, the deliverer.
Yeah, okay.
So.
Yeah, he's the cabbie.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Everybody thinks the Reaper comes from hell, but no.
No.
He just makes occasional.
He just collects.
He's an escort service. He is the angel of death.
Yeah, I don't know if I call it an escort service, but he's more like the cabbie.
Okay.
He's the limo driver. Or like the joke said, he's the bus driver. He takes everyone to school. What the hell? Okay, you've marked out what? Place for the eyes?
Yeah. And that's all that really gets done to this top part.
Okay, this is definitely the adult portion. We do not let young kids play around with scissors. I shouldn't be letting you play around with scissors.
See, there's the eyes.
Looks better this way.
Ah, okay.
Anyway.
Alright, now another tool. Which I'm going to cut you with.
Thanks, watch. You actually caught the arm, but no damage is done.
I did it on that side.
Ah, good, okay.
Okay. So, there's your first part.
Okay.
Okay. What kind of helmet should we make? King's helmet or just something off the wall?
Well, you've already got some Mosaic King's helmets, so go with the off the wall. Let's get creative.
Suggestion? Well, we're working on a chess set, right?
Okay, so you've got your king-queen look. You've got your...
Bishop.
This is going to be your bishop?
I would say with the point on his hat.
Okay.
And then the other one, maybe a...
you got a knight or a castle.
I don't know, that would look more like it'd be a knight than a castle.
That one, the one on the far right?
Yeah.
Okay. Or is the viewers looking at the far left?
So, we'll go for a castle.
Okay.
Alright. The best way, I usually use something as so, to mark out my straight line. Almost straight enough.
Good enough for government work, right?
Right. Speaking of government work, did you hear about the Florida government indicting the president and the vice president?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I read something about it on MSN.com this morning. Something about he released confidential top secret documents or something.
Oh, good. The end of his term and he gets impeached. Nice job.
Now, if he gets impeached now and he's running for election, what does that do for the election?
Well, it depends on the situation. If he's reelected, which now is coming
2 days,
just
4 days,
a couple days. If he's reelected and then he's impeached, it would go to the vice president.
Well, the vice president is being indicted too with him.
Then it goes to the Speaker of the House.
Who's that? Another idiot?
I'd have to look at it this time. I don't know who's got the Speaker of the House at the current moment. Yeah, and that may change at the election also. So.
Right. Now, being that both of them I feel are idiots, me personally, I think I'll probably have to vote for Roseanne.
I'm not voting for that crazy-ass stupid comedian.
Is she any worse than the other options?
Did you notice how many options we have here in Florida? And we're not even the one that has the most?
What is there, like 8 or 10?
12.
12.
We've got 12 choices here in Florida. And Colorado has 16.
Okay, now, that's something I don't understand, okay? Roseanne, we'll use her as an example because I happened to notice this the other day. She's on the ballot in 7 different states.
Right.
Okay, now you said what state just had 16?
Colorado.
Colorado. How is that? I mean, if you're running for president, to me it would seem like you'd be on the ballot in every state of the United States.
So would I, but somehow that's not how it went. But yeah, there's always the write-in candidate. That's how they were voting for Pee Wee Herman one year.
I hear you. You know, I was also reading somewhere that some people will put nobody because they're not happy with anybody that's voting.
Okay, none of the above.
And actually, there are people on the ballot whose name is none of the above or nobody. So people think they're not voting for anybody, but they really are. And you don't even know who the idiot is.
Yeah. Well, I posted on Facebook the other day. I started looking up some of the other candidates that they were there, and the first one I was looking at was a guy by the name of Gary Johnson out of Arizona.
Okay.
Didn't agree with everything on his platform, but I could agree with his platform a lot more than I did Obama or Romney. So we'll see what happens.
It's hard to say. They're all a bunch of idiots.
Hey, what's the rule of thumb? If pro is the opposite of con, then the opposite of progress is Congress.
Yeah.
And if the last 4 years haven't proven that to you, then you got no chance.
You know, I like to know what happened with the government. When I was a kid, it seemed like things were so much different. You know, you go for election time. Back then, you know, candidate, he'd get up there and do his election stuff and tell you what he was going to do. I'm going to fix this or I'm going to do that. What happened with that? Nowadays, they want to tell you, well, he fucked this up, he screwed this up, he did this.
Because it's easy. We're playing the American game.
Okay.
Which is blame.
All right.
You ever watch the movie Rising Sun? Sean Connery and Wesley Snipes.
Boy, that sounds familiar.
They're two cops. They're dealing with a Japanese conglomerate, and there are two rival conglomerates.
Fashions, okay.
And one is being set up for murder. And Connery says to Snipes, "We're playing that most American of games, catch-up." And they play blame because the Japanese style says fix it first and then, you know, fry the guy that did it. Whereas here in the States, it's point the finger and then try and fix it if you feel like it later on.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we haven't had a president try and do anything close to that since Roosevelt back in the 30s.
What, fix things?
Yeah.
I don't know. What about Nixon? I mean, he got caught doing something bad, but he did a lot of good too, didn't he?
Does the good outweigh the bad?
I think so.
Matter of opinion.
You know? What do you think?
Actually, I think we go back to the way it was coming out of the Depression, which is what we're in now.
You know, but when
Tell us
back to
something.
Nixon, you know, he did set up a good foreign policy.
Hey, I fully believe with Robin Williams right now, if you want to have a foreign policy, it's very simple. If you're foreign, you're not coming in.
That's a good policy. You know, if I ran, first thing I'd do is bring our troops back.
Yeah, I'd station them all around the country to make sure nobody else comes in.
You got it, brother. You know? So I guess I'll castle it all the way around.
No, well, you don't have to. You're doing this for show at this point, I think, but.
Yeah, but.
Or are you trying to use this for later on and actually have it?
Maybe.
Uh-oh. Run for your life.
Austin likes them, so they may not even last very long. He plays with them all the time. He couldn't wait till Halloween just so he could wear them.
You don't have a chessboard cut into your lawn outside the house, do you?
I was thinking about it.
Oh, good Lord. Check, please.
Oh, let's see.
Okay, so you've taken one of the buckets, you've cut the base off of it, and cut it down to where you want it to connect. And I'm assuming you're going to, you're marking out the different holes to cut for the, in this case, the rook's look.
Right.
Or the castle, however you want to look at it. You guys are chess players, you'll know what I'm talking about.
And for those of you that don't, he's the last piece on either end in the back row.
Yeah?
Sounds like my life story. Last piece in the back row. Alright.
I don't really want to know about your last piece in the back row.
Hey, the last piece in the back row was a good piece, though.
Oh, why did I even let him go there?
Well, you brought it up.
Oh, no, you brought it up. I just tried to hammer it home.
So I don't know if I'll cut all of these, but get a couple of them and put it on there to show.
You know, the way you play those scissors, I think I should be in the other room letting you do this.
Yeah, I broke my other side. Broke my good scissors.
Okay, well, there you're getting the idea.
Yeah, we'll do one more so it looks right from the front.
Looks right from the front.
Well, at least when we put it up there, they can get an idea.
Something tells me these people have enough intelligence to have the right idea at this point. They're watching us.
Right. They must not have much intelligence then, huh?
No, it's just that we're probably more entertaining than the wrestling that's on tonight.
Ah, yes.
Did you see the hoax that WWE is putting on as far as Guerrero with AJ and Cena? The alleged affair.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Man, tell me that if you tried that in the world today, made that allegation with that flimsy of evidence, that you wouldn't get sued for slander in 10 seconds flat.
Oh, of course.
All right, you've got the crown cut out. You're putting it around the rest of the helmet.
Hold the hat.
Hold the hat.
Top part.
Oh, hold the crown part.
Okay. And there we go. That's about. That looks about centered, don't it? Not
Why are you
really.
showing it to me? Show it to the people. Doesn't matter. Show it to me. I'm sitting here. I can, take and throw the thing when we're done, but the people can't see it.
Okay. There. Yes?
And he rides the short bus to school.
I drive the damn thing. So, there's what would be your rook. So now we have the rook, the bishop over there,
The knight.
the knight,
King and the queen.
king and the queen. So, to make one set, we need
Now,
to
usually
know
I'd be a pain and tell you that the castle's too tall, but you know what? The castle is actually defending him, so maybe it needs to be that tall.
right? It does, but Let me get up and...
It's still a good project, though. I mean, it's one of those things...
Is it that one with the teeth? Yeah. See, so yeah, the crown on that probably should have been a little higher, but I can always lower the tower on that a little bit to bring it down.
Yeah, you could.
You know, this is just a quickie to show them what can be done with it. And how about shirts? What do you do with your old shirts?
You usually turn them into rags to wash the car and things of that nature.
Okay, well, I had this one shirt, really nice shirt. It was like one of my favorite shirts.
Uh-huh.
And I was out one day taking care of some business at school or something. And at that time, we were in the middle of the Pinewood Derby season.
Okay.
So not thinking, I went into the shop afterwards and did some painting.
How much varnish did you get on that bad boy?
No, I've got black paint and crap like that on it.
White shirt?
So, yeah. So, you know, here I got this really nice shirt that I really liked. And now every time I wear it, people look at it because it looks like it's dirty. Because I guess when I shook, I got a bunch of spots of paint on.
Yeah.
So how did I recycle my shirt?
I'm afraid to ask. That's the one you're wearing now.
Yes, it's the one I'm wearing now.
You started scribbling on it in permanent marker to make a design
Yes,
on
sir.
it.
And you know what? It looks a hell of a lot better than it did with all that.
Well, at least
like,
it matches.
See, it's got that stuff like that. It had it all over it. But now you don't notice it as much.
Ah, it's a Picasso shirt.
Yes. Now, we also have a young lady that does stuff with shirts. And she's going to come join us.
Oh, no. Who did you rope into this?
My daughter, Ashley.
Oh, did you volunteered the poor girl. Hey, Ashley.
What up?
Okay, let's see one of the shirts you've already done.
I've done this one. This is the front.
Oh, wait a minute. What are you wearing underneath that thing?
You wear like a tank top, like...
Oh, okay.
The back.
So let's see.
That's the front of the back.
That's the back.
What?
You've got
That's
more.
the back?
Yeah, that's the back.
You've got more material on the back than on the front.
Yeah.
Only a female can get away with something like that.
Yeah. And there you go. I mean, it looks like a tore up rag, but when she's actually wearing it...
It looks like one of the shirts Hulk Hogan used to wear, you know, in the back of his, he used to cut it like that so you could rip them off.
Right. Well, she makes these shirts.
Well, wait a minute. What did you do? Take little pieces of the shirt and twist them into strips to go through there?
No, you cut the first one out.
Okay.
And then you just like...
Show 'em. It's easier to show than explain, right?
Alright, I'll show you. I'll just do that one.
Wait. What's the front of that shirt say?
The dating game. Okay, first you're gonna fold your shirt like this.
In what, half?
Yeah.
Okay, folding the shirt in half.
Alright. You can cut the top and bottom.
Okay, and you're gonna start from the bottom.
Yeah.
Here, hand me that bucket head thing that
We'll
he...
throw this down here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You're gonna make like a little slash.
A little bit of 1 inch cut in the shirt. Alright.
And then the next one you just go bigger than that one. So,
Okay, so you...
I'm gonna go.
So does each one get progressively bigger all the way up?
These two stay this way, and then the rest stay the same, but they're bigger. And then
Wait. They stay the same or bigger. Wait a minute. Pick one here.
these two stay, and then you make the next one bigger, and then all the rest stay.
Okay, the first cut is say an inch. The second cut is an inch.
Uh-huh.
And then I think the third cut, what, goes to like 1.5 inches, 2 inch, something like that?
Something like that.
Alright.
And then when you get back to the top, it gets like the bottom again.
Okay.
So you're kind of doing something like...
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like a diamond.
Now how long does it take to do a shirt?
Not that long. If I had better scissors.
Okay, key. Make sure you have good scissors.
Yeah, I broke my good ones cutting the buckets.
Well, why aren't you using things like kitchen shears that cut through a chicken bone?
Right? Should have. It was just as, I'm sitting there and I pulled out a pair of scissors and started cutting. Didn't really think about what I was doing.
You'd be amazed at how important sharp tools are when you're cutting things.
Yes.
But then you have to remember how dangerous sharp tools can be.
Well, can I see your scissors for a minute?
Of course.
You also got to remember how cheap the plastic is.
Yeah.
The scissors cut great, but the plastic didn't hold up.
Ah.
That's Oops.
Man, am I glad that was over there and not over here.
Well, here, let's play with
You
these.
kiss my behind. I don't care if it takes you a week.
You need a haircut?
Not by you. You know what? You can cut my hair if I can cut your beard.
Deal.
Could be. Could be interesting. So now, you got to cut it all the way up before you start doing what you do?
Yes. So you guys can keep talking while I'm doing it.
You know, she's cutting that. I'm thinking of a buddy of mine years ago. It was one of those rainy days, and the whole group hung out. You've seen the movie A Bronx Tale, right?
Yeah.
All those old Italians got together, and they were making sausage, or they were playing cards.
Right.
In my neighborhood, the same thing happened. So we were all over there. It was one
Now,
of those,
you're talking Philly.
no, actually, it was once we moved here.
Oh, down here.
Once I moved
Okay,
here in
right.
Florida, and
Well, you know, once you start talking that Italian Guinea stuff, I immediately think you're talking back
well,
home.
you know, usually I would be back home, but this was after you'd come here. I was in my teen years, and one of the guys we were doing the cooking, and he was looking for some kind of Tupperware thing to put something away. He had too much. I think he'd cut up too much garlic.
Okay.
I don't know how the hell he figured that, but he figured he cut too much garlic. Looking for a Tupperware. Well, the guy that owned the house is telling him, get the hell out of the way, because he was cutting something and now he's being interrupted. Like, where did you have this? Get out of my way. Has one of those damn Ginsu knives in his hand. Doesn't think. Just squats down to the cabinet to pull out the Tupperware. Unfortunately, the knife was still in his hand and whoop, right into his leg. Next thing we know, we're taking this idiot to the hospital. We had one of the guys in the group was a paramedic, and he was trying to doctor him up for the temporary. He's like, no, you got to take it to the hospital and get stitches. It was a Ginsu knife. He needed 12 stitches in the leg and 8 stitches on the muscle in his leg.
Wow.
Meanwhile, I'm taking him to Morton Plant at the time. He's in the back of the car. He's got a screwdriver in one hand, and I'm not talking about Phillips or regular hand.
Okay.
I'm talking the drink.
Gotcha.
He's got his leg propped up. He's got a bandage on there to prevent the bleeding. He's like, okay, I've got pressure on there to prevent the bleeding, my leg propped up to help control the flow, and I got this to prevent shock.
And?
Oh, he was trashed. He didn't even need any type of anesthetic when we got him into that hospital.
I guess not.
He was 3 sheets to the wind, but guess what? He was fine when we brought him home.
So, now we've gone from recycling to stupid acts, right?
Well, we used to recycle all the beer cans.
Right.
Trust me, they drank enough beer that we were recycling beer
I
cans.
hear you.
I was happier with the wine.
Well,
and
I like the stupid act part, because when you said that about the knife, it kind of reminded me about an incident with my ex-wife.
And no talking about stabbing the ex-wife or something
No,
like that.
I didn't stab her.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what, a Dremel was involved. You know what a Dremel is?
I don't want to know any of your kinky weird things with power
No,
tools, okay?
Kinky weird. No, she had earlier, I don't remember if she broke her arm or her hand. I think it might have been the hand.
Okay.
Okay, the cast had been on the amount of time it was supposed to be,
Uh-huh.
and she wanted it off, but she didn't want to go down to the doctor and pay the money for a doctor's visit to have it removed.
No, it's stupid. They're just going to saw it off.
Right. So she takes one of my Dremels. For you that don't know what a Dremel is, it's a rotary tool with many different type of drill bits and carving bits. Well, they have one bit that's about as big around as maybe a quarter, yeah. And it looks like a circular saw.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is.
What is it used for?
Sharp circular saw.
Yeah, it'll cut through a nail.
And Dremels and stuff, them things run what? Some serious RPMs.
Yeah.
Well, she comes up. She had it all set up. She goes, "Can you cut this cast off of me?"
Yeah, just don't move.
I said, "Sure." Wait a few minutes, because we're in the middle of a brake job on the van. I wanted to get that done before it got dark.
Yeah, I can't figure
So
out
I was
why.
like, okay, just hang tight a few minutes. Next thing I know, I'm sitting down there, and I hear the Dremel fire up. And before I had a chance to say anything, I hear screaming.
Oh, man.
She started cutting in, the mesh underneath the cast. It caught that blade and drove it all the way in and sliced her up the hand.
Nice job.
So now we have to get a friend to rush her to the hospital because she's bleeding profusely everywhere. It wound up costing more money. And one of the questions the doctor asked her, "Do you make a habit of hurting yourself?" They were ready to commit her, yeah.
Commit her, yeah.
They thought she was
They're going to Baker actor, okay.
You know, so yeah, when you messing with power tools or knives or anything sharp, you gotta be 100% aware of what you're doing.
Yeah, I got a
times.
scar on my finger about that one, fighting with a bandsaw.
Oh.
And it wasn't on with power. My dad just had a sanding wheel attached to it.
Oh yeah, I believe you told me about that. You guys go like this to.
Yeah, my oldest
Dad
brother
told you if you ever turned it on, he'd
kick our ass.
Yeah.
My eldest brother did the same damn thing, almost the exact same spot on his finger.
Huh.
Neither one of us told my father till I was 25,
Wow.
and he's 17 years older than I am.
Yeah, I know. With any kind of tools, whether they're running or not, you got to be careful.
That's why you don't. That's why we don't tell children don't run with scissors.
I had a friend.
He didn't get you with those, did he, Ashley? I know he dropped them over there.
No, my feet are safe.
Ah, okay.
I had a friend several years ago. He was working for a cabinet shop. Okay, so one cut, you're cutting that thick of the press board.
Oh yeah.
Talking about?
Yeah.
And then the next one, you're cutting not even an 1/8 inch for the formica.
Yeah, they have guides that change when.
Right. Well, the rule in the shop was that you change the
Yeah.
blade depth between cuts.
Yeah.
Well, they had gone out for lunch, evidently smoked a few doobers, had something to drink, come back, started joking around. He wasn't paying attention.
All you people that think marijuana is not dangerous, this is what happens. You get stupid.
Well, needless to say, he waves to everybody like this now.
I bet. Yeah.
Them 2 fingers are gone.
Uh-huh.
He went through 17 surgeries to try to reattach them.
And it never worked.
Every time they did, something would happen. He had a tendon that come down to one of them, and it snapped a couple times. And he said you could feel it each time because you'd feel this sensation inside of your arm, just kind of. He said it wasn't painful, but it's just a weird sensation.
It's like something squirming in the arm.
And then they got to cut him out, pull the tendon back down, reattach it, and after 17 surgeries and them wanting to do a few more, he finally had enough and said, "Look,
Nope,
I'll live
I'm done."
without him." It's like Kenny Schrader. He's missing a finger. He was working on the race car, and he had his hand. I guess it must have been on the fan shroud or something.
Yeah.
Somebody turned the engine on, sliced the finger
Yep.
off. He went to the hospital, and it wasn't all the way off. It was still hanging there. And the doctor told him, "Well, we can do one of 2 things. We can remove it right now, and you can go racing tomorrow, or we can reattach it, and you're out of racing for the next 6 months."
Take the thing off.
And that's exactly what he said.
It's a race.
Yeah, he ain't gonna miss racing for a finger. I don't need that one.
Hey, I can still see one of my football players. He said, well, you can reattach it. It was just like a tip, basically. You're telling me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can be out 6 weeks, or we can reattach it. If we reattach it, or you can cut the tip off, and you'll be out there playing next week. Cut it.
Yeah. All right, so you ready to show us what you're doing here?
Yeah, she's about to throw up. You can see she's getting a little queasy at some of our comments over there.
Okay.
Hmm?
Before you do this, you should cut the neckline out.
What are you saying?
40 minutes.
We've been on 40 minutes? Okay. So
Production,
we got another 20 minutes.
Yeah, production's staying on us this time.
Yeah.
Okay, now you've already cut
Don't
your
worry.
back.
Why you
Did
cut
you?
the collar? Don't worry about the collar.
Don't worry about it?
Do the
But-
stitching.
Cut it out before y'all did this.
Okay, hold on a second. Yeah, just to show everybody what she's done. All those cuts that she put in there. I'm telling you, this looks like something from Hulk Hogan's early days. All right.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
You gotta cut out the first one.
Okay, cut the first.
No. Don't cut the first one.
Don't cut the first one.
Don't cut the first one.
Remember, this is a female. She has the right to change her mind every 10 seconds. Okay, now you're knotting this up. You're pulling one.
Through the other one,
You're weaving these things.
basically.
Okay. Okay, now. So wait, let's start
Here,
over. I
yeah.
see what you're doing here.
How about I hold it like this?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
And you show them how to do it.
Each loop you're pulling the next one around it, so it keeps pulling it down.
Yep.
Okay, that explains that weaving thing that I saw earlier. Making like a chain out of it.
Yes.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Now I'm sure if somebody had already cut the top one, that they like you said in the beginning, they could go the opposite direction from the bottom to the top. And
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So when you get down to the bottom now with all the weaving that you're doing.
You keep one. And what I do, I cut it in half.
Okay.
And I cut the last one that I finished in half.
Okay.
So you cut the last two in half.
Yep. And then you just tie them.
Okay, knot them up to seal the weaving. Okay, now why did you choose this dating game t-shirt?
That was the only t-shirt I had.
That she doesn't wear.
Does she not like the dating game, or has she never seen the show?
I've never seen the show.
I couldn't. You should be ashamed of yourself. I was talking to your kids earlier before the show. They've never seen Caddyshack.
Okay, what's Caddyshack?
You've never seen Caddyshack?
All right.
The golf course,
There you
the
go.
gopher. You don't know the Caddyshack gopher?
Is that with who was
Bill
it?
Murray.
Bill Murray.
Yeah, Bill Murray, Rodney Dangerfield, Caddyshack that night.
Go ahead and stretch it a bit. See, now you have a worthless t-shirt that you don't wear turned into a designer t-shirt. Now, you sell these at school, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I tried.
Okay, in other words, people have come up to you asking, it's like,
Yes.
hey, okay. Well, that's usually what it is. Somebody says, hey, I like that, and they ask you how you did it.
It's like my other daughter sells these, and she makes all kinds of other bracelets with hemp rope and embroidery floss and what is that, paracord from parachutes?
Paracord, yeah.
Yeah, there's this one, I don't know if it's a bracelet or what, but they call it a survival chain. Is that
All I know is the last time your daughter was talking to my mom about different, threads and cords, and I was like, oh God. I was in there having to go with my mom to the damned shop to start carrying all the stuff that she was buying. Could have shot you both at that point.
Well, at least it's not pancakes.
Alright, let's go to the next one before I go to the pancake story. I'm going to get you for that one. It's been years, I still can't eat chocolate chip pancakes. I don't want to hear about it.
Do I?
Oh, I'll tell you.
Okay, all right.
I'll let the viewers know, too. Let's just get back to this shirt. I don't want to have to recycle my dinner.
Hey, if you have a dog, you can do that, too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Who needs to buy dog food? Just eat something nasty, barf, your dog will clean it up.
Ew.
Sometimes.
Wait a minute.
That's gross.
My father at one time he had a boxer, and that was fine, but after the boxer died, he ended up getting an English bull. And both dogs did the same thing. He'd be making chili, and that dog was right there waiting. If something fell, it wasn't, there was no 3-second rule because it wasn't on the ground for even one.
But no, that's just about any dog, I'd say.
Especially when my father makes chili.
I thought it was really funny one time. We had a dog. Was grilling up some steaks.
Uh-huh.
This dog had balls, brother. He went up on the grill and took the steak.
Hey, I've seen a cat take a chicken out the front door. Drag the chicken, a cooked chicken out the front door.
Now your front door, that'd be kind of dangerous with them supersized frogs you got.
Yeah.
That one frog about the size of a football, wasn't he?
Well, the thing is, I found out what type it is. It is actually from the Central America region, and they do go up into Texas, and they're not native to Florida. But they were introduced into places like the Tampa Bay area and down in Miami because they eat insects and other things. They're good for natural pesticide.
Okay.
The problem is these things can get as big as about 6 pounds and 15 inches in length.
Wow, that's a big frog.
I don't need a 15-inch, 6-pound mutant frog.
Now, are those the kind of frogs they use for frog legs?
I don't know. But at that size, I would think somebody's going to try it.
Damn, at that size, that'd be damn near a chicken leg. I remember the first time I come out and seen that frog, he scared the shit out of me.
The thing is, frogs do not just eat insects. They are carnivores.
Yeah.
They will eat. I've seen it eat chicken.
Really?
I've seen it eat pork. My mother feeds the local cats.
Yeah.
I have no idea why. She just does. It's kind animals thing. Well, she put out the chicken bones. It still had some meat on them. and a chicken wing, because that's, you know, nobody in the house was eating the chicken wing the way it was cooked. The damn frog took off with the chicken wing. Which means now anything I get from from Hooters, Wing House, Kickin' Wings, now I gotta make sure I don't have to share it with the damn frog.
Now he was what? About that big.
He's a big sucker. I'm telling you, it's a mutant frog.
You know,
he's at least as big as this car.
Yeah. I've never in my life seen a frog that big. I thought it was fake until he moved.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we got a little metal one out there about that size, that little lawn ornament, but that one wasn't no ornament. He ran in front of me.
The fun part was the kitten that was trying to, you know, didn't know what he was. He's like, what the heck? And all of a sudden it jumps at him, and the kid's like, see ya! Kitten doesn't know what that is, but it's not supposed to jump at him.
Yeah, right?
That's okay. One of my friends brought over a bunch of those itty-bitty catnip mice for the cats that are around and my mom feeds. I looked out the other day and I saw this thing, you know. You ever seen your animal high before? Because that's what these things were.
Really?
It was like they were all on meth.
Cool. Bouncing off the wall.
Yes.
Yeah.
And pouncing on this stupid catnip mouse. And it wasn't a big catnip mouse. I mean, you know, about the size of the center circle here. That size catnip mouse. Thing was going wild.
Huh. I know we had a humorous experience one time between chickens and a frog. I did not know frogs could stretch that much. I mean, whoa, about 12 chickens pulling him every which way they could. And that's another thing. Chickens, you know, everybody thinks they eat corn and all. No, they're carnivores too. They'll eat whatever they can get. A friend of mine had one, and they come outside one day, and there it was eating a snake. Killed the snake and was eating it.
Okay.
So, you know, they'll eat whatever. In fact, we're fixing to have a chicken fry here soon if some chickens don't start delivering some eggs. You know, last summer they didn't, and it was about this time of year they started again, and this summer they didn't. You know, people were telling me it was the feed. I changed the feed, which wound up costing me $30 a month more. That didn't do it. I'm still not getting eggs. So I'm going to have chicken dinner one night.
Don't cut them around me or else I'm not eating.
Okay.
Well, it's not so much about you cutting them. My father was somebody, because my father lived through the Depression. They had chickens, like, yeah, you have chicken. He'd go out, get the chicken, it was grab it, once,
yeah,
and snap his neck that way.
Yeah.
You know, two cycles and snap.
Good thing my son ain't listening. He'd be out there practicing it. Is this what Vinny said? Ah, that didn't work. Let me try another one.
Yeah, it's just like you're taking a lasso. It's like 1, 2. Okay.
And then hit them in the boiling water. Get rid of them feathers, right?
Well, I never learned how to do the plucking of the damn chickens.
No, I heard you throw them in boiling water and looses them up, and then you just start plucking.
You know, somehow I have visions of these idiots doing the dropping a frozen chicken into the hot oil
with feathers.
Well, right now I'm just still seeing the same thing. I'm seeing these idiots drop the frozen turkeys and the frozen chickens in the hot oil and everything explodes.
Yeah.
And I'm going, yeah, I can see somebody dropping this chicken in boiling water and it's not quite dead yet. And all of a sudden you hear the chicken.
Speaking
Poor
of
Ashley is over here, getting sick of this on the comments.
Right. But since we brought up the idiots and deep frying turkeys and all, do yourself a favor. If you're going to deep fry a turkey this Thanksgiving, do it the right way. They tell you to put water in the bucket into your pan and then put your turkey in to test so you know what level.
Yeah, that way you don't want everything boiling over.
Right. Make sure you do that. Because a lot of people, they think, okay, well, if I fill this up about 3/4 of the way with oil, that should be plenty of room. Then they put their turkey in, it dumps over. Next thing you know, their house burns down.
That sucks.
Read the directions.
And they wonder why I don't do the deep fried turkey thing.
I've had them before. I never really cared for them. Me personally, I'd much rather smoke a turkey. 2 years ago, we did a turkey in the oven because my mom wanted that.
Okay.
She wanted the traditional turkey. And I smoked a turkey breast, the whole breast out in the smoker.
Mm-hmm.
Put them both on the table. What gets eaten? My smoked turkey.
Mm-hmm.
Did she touch the other turkey?
No.
No. So,
Shame.
live and learn. And then last year, I made a turkey with tits. You know how to do that? You don't even want to ask, do you?
But I know somebody's going to, so I'm going to have to ask. Okay, how do you give a turkey tits?
Okay, you get a lemon. You cut your lemon in half, and you know how on a lemon it looks like on both sides it's got a nipple, right? Then you separate the skin from the meat and get a little place in there, and you stick the two halves of lemon in there. Seal it back up, stuff the bitch, shove her in the oven, and wait a couple
Do you know
hours.
how many idiots we're going to have trying this year now?
Hopefully they'll all call us and tell us how
Horrible
it
it was.
turned out.
I'd rather than have them send pictures to the @Sparky's Wild Side.
Pictures, huh? You
yeah.
want some pictures?
Hey, you know what? They send us up the funniest home videos. They may as well send them to us.
Yeah, right? But yeah, it wasn't all that. I still like the smoked one.
Yeah.
That's
Actually,
just
are you doing the same thing to the front of the shirt that you did to the back?
No.
Okay, what are you doing different to the front?
I'm just gonna do the beginner one, where it's just all.
Okay, so what have you done so far? It looks like you didn't quite fold the shirt in half like you did before. I take it looks like you wanted to put it off to a side a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just did the basic same step. Cut the bottom
Okay.
and just cut to the top. And I cut off the collar.
Okay, that's what he was talking about. He said don't do that right now, but you
Yeah.
can go up to the other. All right.
Because it makes the shirt fit bigger and better.
Stretches easier.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And-
Well,
and
no
it makes
guy's
it-
gonna wear this unless it's on a bet, or he's completely drunk off his ass. So.
And it makes the back look better.
Fellatio.
I'll make one for him.
You know who I'm talking about?
You
Referee?
have to bring that
Person? Thing?
individual. I'll go with individual on that one. That he weird.
Let's see. You know who else might wear a shirt like that?
Kennedy Kendrick.
Oh my god.
Okay, I wasn't thinking him. I was
Pink
thinking
one.
somebody a little shorter, kind of bald.
Shooter!
If he wouldn't, I'm sure Shooterella would.
right. Haven't seen Shooterella since she got her butt whipped by Jesse Bell.
That's probably a good reason to get the hell out of Jesse Bell whips the tail. So.
Right? She's married now.
Yeah.
To
Yeah, I saw
Ryan. Ryan Howe,
Yeah.
otherwise known as
Skid marks.
Skid Marks.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
That,
he says he hates that name.
I would
And
too.
I can understand that.
But the thing is, that's what he's going to be remembered for.
Not just that, the name was given to him by Stone
Stone Cold.
Steve Austin.
Hey.
How do you not use it when someone like that?
I don't know, but you know, think of something. Dolph Ziggler,
Okay.
right? He'd run around with Vicky Guerrero. Everybody, Dolph Ziggler, right? Do you remember what his name was when he first came into the Fed? He was Nicky. He dressed up in that stupid green and white uniform. He was part of the Spirit Squad.
Okay.
I have still not forgotten that. I never will. Every time he comes out, I keep hearing, and we are the Spirit Squad. And I'm just going, okay. Check, please. I need to get out of here.
Yeah. So what we got? Anything good coming up the next week or two?
You know, honestly, I think you were talking to... Did you ever get confirmation from Mosca?
I talked to him. He wanted me to send him some pictures of the
Turkey Bowl?
Turkey Bowl, yeah. So I did that on the condition that he would come in for the show. So
Okay.
we will see, but you know.
Whatever happened to Demos?
Demos went through surgery.
Okay.
We were supposed to have him on the show 2 weeks ago, was it?
Something like that. What happened to him?
Evidently communications got messed up, and he wound up in Virginia.
All right.
And I'm talking the state, not a woman.
I wasn't going there on that one. I was going, how the hell did the communication mess up, get him in Virginia and not on our show? But,
Got me, but
okay.
he gave me a call today, and he wants to come on the show. He'd like to start his own show, but he doesn't feel confident enough yet because he's never done anything like that. And I told him, I said, you know,
He can't do worse than Preston Kane.
you can't do
Oh
worse
my
than I
God.
did. Go ahead, say it.
Well, you were kind of nervous the first couple times.
Nervous?
Yeah.
I damn near shit my pants. I was so scared.
You had Mandrake on that one.
I know, and if it wasn't Mandrake, if I'd had somebody like Preston Kane, oh my God, can you imagine what a shitty show that would have been? Neither one of us know what to say.
All I can see is you telling him that his mom is still related on her rent from the trailer park.
Damn it, he still hasn't paid that either.
Oh.
I hate to evict his mother. I mean, she's such a nice lady.
You know what? Give her the new year. I mean, it's getting the holiday season. You know, the old goodwill toward men.
Mm.
You know, be nice for a little. Even I'm not that cruel.
So,
But come the new year,
paper January 2nd, right?
Yeah, come the new year. The second, you'll be sober enough by that point.
Oh, you know me. I don't drink.
I every once in a while I will, but not very often.
I mean, usually in the holidays I'll have maybe 2 or 3 beers, like around my birthday or something. But it just don't do for me anymore. Now with being that I have diabetes, seems like every time I drink a little bit of alcohol, I get some massive headaches. One beer and I suffer.
Okay, ladies, it's right now you already know he's a cheap date. Anyway.
Hey, you know.
So how are we making out of that shirt, Ashley?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Okay, you cut the strips, and you actually cut them diagonal.
Yes.
That's just for design?
Yeah. Makes the shirt look pretty.
Okay.
Because it looks just...
So you just leaving it like that, or you knotting that too?
I'm going to leave it like that.
Okay.
Okay. Looks like Freddy Krueger went crazy at it, but...
It's alright.
You know, only a girl can get away with something like that, really.
Or the guy on 19.
Our videographer has just reminded us of one of those dancing fools out on...
Do you know who she's talking about?
The fool that dances with the sign, right?
Right over there by that pawn shop? Yeah. I met him one day.
Oh, God help
and we were at, I think it was a dollar store. I actually thought he was hitting on me. Okay, he comes up to me, he's talking, he goes, "You like my cashmere sweater?" I'm like, "It's a sweater." "No, it's cashmere." "What the fuck is cashmere?" "This is cashmere." "Okay."
Isn't cashmere goat hair?
I'll ask you the same thing. What the fuck is cashmere?
I think it's goat hair, at which point you need to shave Daniel Bryan's face and we'll actually have something to work with.
Probably the hair off the goat's ass.
You
like,
know,
what is down? The feathers off the chicken's ass, right?
Actually, I thought it was goose, but...
It could be. I think it's actually any fowl. The real fine feathers they call down. I remember, God, it must have been in late 70s.
I'm telling you, granted, okay, that's design. Only a girl can get away with that anyway, but she looks like she won a couple rounds with Freddy Krueger and lost.
Right?
So? It looks good.
But, yeah, I remember...
Only a girl can get away with that.
I remember...
A guy don't look like he's a little bit too...
At least the vest looks good.
But,
I can see girls wearing that with a bikini. I can see your friend Debbie wearing that with, with her bikini out there at Somewhat's Mines.
We should go.
yeah, I'd like to, too.
I can see her wearing something like that.
Every time you close your eyes, you see it, right? Oh, where'd she go? Now, I asked her about being on the show. And I'm asking
Well,
her...
it definitely would have increased the viewing,
Yes, it would.
the
Well,
visual effects.
you know, she works at Calendar Girls.
No.
Yeah, she's a bartender there.
Okay.
And I asked her if she'd like to come in and maybe bring a couple of the girls in with her.
All right.
And she said no, she didn't really, she doesn't want to be all that,
Center stage.
yeah, you know, she's not into all that. But
Okay,
she
so
said,
why did you throw in the idea of maybe taking the show up there?
yeah, we could do that too. But I'd suggest, then she said she would see what she could do about getting us a couple of girls to come in.
Okay, that's definitely better than... Hey, I'd rather do the show at Calendar Girls than at Nolan at the studio.
Yes.
The studio is boring. The studio, I've got to look at, the producer Nolan through that window on what we're doing. The view would definitely be better at Calendar Girls.
So, maybe this week we should hit a couple of them places and talk to some managements and see if we can pull a show or two.
Are they still going to be open after all the elections?
30 seconds.
Well, we're running out of time.
Yeah.
We only have 30 seconds left.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'll have to tell you about the chocolate chip pancakes thing on the next show then.
That'll do. Well, this is Sparky J and Don Vinny D. on Sparky's Wild Side. And remember, we will be here for the rest of your life.